Funding for this episode of Buzz was made possible by Appalachian Power, Columbia Gas, Atmos Energy, and Ditch Witch of Virginia, and the Virginia Film Office. Virginia is for film lovers, with additional support by the American Advertising Federation of Roanoke.
Let's just say you're going to sell your house and you want to put up a sign out in front. No, even better than that, it's election time. You'll see them out there on the side of the road with a hammer wailing on it to get it buried. You go down to the rental place and you borrow a backhoe, or you rent a backhoe and you come back and you're going to pull that old stump out. If you've got a pile of dirt over here and you move that pile of dirt from here to over there, you're actually excavating. You're putting in a flower bed. And all they were doing was pulling up the old landscape timbers and going to put in a new flower bed. Well, when that landscape timber went in, they pierced the gas line.
They're not the rich and famous. Their profit comes not from the thing they sell, but the good they do. Our nation has more than 1.5 million nonprofits that employ 1 out of 10 Americans, providing services that otherwise go unfulfilled, keeping our community connected when all else fails. But nonprofits often lack the tools to properly promote themselves, to inspire more donors and volunteers and clients to their cause. That's where I come in. I've been in the nonprofit world for nearly 20 years. I connect nonprofits with marketing professionals who donate their time and expertise so that, at the end of the day, these life-giving organizations can do more, do better, by creating more, that's right, buzz. One of my main goals here on Buzz is to feature the incredible diversity of nonprofit organizations in our country and all of the life-giving work that they do to make our communities better places to live. So on this show, we've donned slippers and tights to showcase the ballet. We've been introduced to exotic creatures at the zoo.
She's very active right now.
We've enjoyed outdoor concerts. We've tried to enjoy exercise classes. We've provided food for the hungry, and a home and hope for the homeless. Today on Buzz, we're getting down and dirty with a nonprofit that most people don't even realize is a nonprofit. I know I didn't. But this nonprofit quite literally connects every single homeowner and business in Virginia. But as it likes to preach, before we can get down and dirty, we really need to know what's below.
Okay, well, I'm Scott Crawford, and I serve as the president and CEO for Virginia 811. Well, Virginia 811 is the notification center that serves as a middleman of sorts between anyone in the state of Virginia who's excavating and the utilities members who have utilities in the area where excavation could be occurring. Thus, the excavator contacts 811 in order for us to then convey that information related to the excavation to our members, the utility operators, so that they can get locators to the site if need be in order to mark the utilities so that safe excavation can occur. Well, unfortunately, there are those that at times take chances and dig. I do know of one individual who knew better and went ahead and did a project and hit an electric line. And thankfully, the voltage was not enough to do serious damage by any means, but it did knock him back. And I'm not embarrassed to say that, because this is one thing that drives me in my passion to get the message out about 811, is that when we first bought our first home, my wife and I, and this would have been in the early 2000s, I did not realize that underground utilities were on our property. Didn't understand that. I was very naive and very probably unfortunately typical of a lot of folks that are out there. And I was digging all over that yard planning for my wife because she told me to. And I have later since learned, once getting involved with 811 and having a locator come out, I was digging within just a foot or so of a gas line. That could have been disastrous. And so that's very important to me personally because of that close call to make sure that the folks throughout Virginia know that if they're going to be breaking ground, they need to contact us. It's free, it's easy, and it does not take long so that they can keep their projects going forward in a safe manner. It's essential that we remember as good citizens that the infrastructure that provides us with heat and air conditioning, the ability to cook, lighting, communication, water and sewage, for sanitation, all of that. It's our duty to protect as good citizens, and part of that means any project involving excavation, digging at any level starts with contacting 811 so that the utilities can be notified and locators can go out there and mark those lines. It is about, and to me, see, a tear does come to my eye, because it's about, at the end of the day, that those individuals working, they get home to their families. And I did not mean to have a tear come, but it's important, because there are too many instances where someone gets out and does something in an unsafe manner and they don't go home to their family. I don't know, I'm gonna take so much ribbon for kind of getting choked up. That's not good, all right?
While not everyone may get quite so emotional, for those charged with protecting underground utilities, passions do run, well, deep. And yeah, there's going to be a lot of that in this episode. In Radford, Virginia, Perry Patterson has seen it all as a damage prevention specialist at Atmos Energy.
You know, anytime you use a tool to move dirt, that's excavating. If you're out there, you go down to the rental place and you borrow a backhoe, or you rent a backhoe and you come back and you're going to pull that old stump out, you're excavating. All right, so the church I was going to, we built a new church and we were selling the old church. Well, one of the members was a surveyor. So the pastor asked him to go out and mark the property corners. Now, this is a big property. It's a big property. And so he's out locating the survey, and they always put a piece of rebar at the property corners and marking the edge of the property. Now, that church had a 3/4 inch service line. We're talking about a service line this big. And he managed, in all of this property, not this particular property, but I mean, it's about that big. He managed to center that stake into the church's service line that crossed the property. Now, I'm going to tell you, that was a awkward conversation between me and the pastor about the damaged gas lines. So those are the kind of things that can happen. I mean, you'd be surprised how easy it is to accidentally hit an underground utility.
It's not just the hapless homeowner who thinks that waiting for 811 to mark utilities is too, wait for it, boring. Even the pros have to relearn this lesson.
I'm Gordon Cutt. I'm a local contractor. We're doing this development here off English Tavern Road. I've been building in Lynchburg since '92, and this is a new and exciting project we've been working on here for the last year. I actually had put the conduit and pipes in the ground, so I knew exactly where everything was, and so I didn't bother getting it marked, and I ended up hitting the power line. And if I'd have done it right, we'd have had it marked. I'd have had somebody hand dig in the area where the lines were, and then I wouldn't have been in there with the machine, digging so close to the power lines. So, did a little bit of damage, cost me a little bit of money. Learned a valuable lesson, even though I'm tired of learning lessons, but it's just part of it.
To help spread the word about Virginia 811's mission, its marketing team, led by Natalie Font-Soucy, hopes Buzz can help unearth a new logo. One of the best creative excavators we know is Carrie Cousins, who last appeared on Buzz to design a new logo and website for Southwest Virginia Ballet. Welcome, everyone, to our gathering here. Team Virginia 811, which is scattered all across the state.
All right, well, I am coming to you from Roanoke, Virginia. Kind of my goal in life is to create amazing digital and personal experiences for businesses.
So I'm Natalie. I'm the head of marketing and communications here at Virginia 811.
My name is Nikki Turpin, and I am the external trainer and marketing liaison for the Eastern region.
All right, next up, I'll let y'all fight for it.
Hi, I'm Kimberly Swope. I am the regional digital marketing liaison in the Central Virginia region.
Hi everyone, my name is Fernando Mendez. I'm from Puerto Rico and I started with the Virginia family the last September.
So I'm Alexis, and I'm the creative design and marketing liaison for Virginia 811, and I am in the Southwestern Virginia area.
So let's just kind of give me an overview of what Virginia 811 really is and what your functions are.
Virginia 811 has actually been around since January 1st of 2002. And as Natalie said, we've gone through lots of different names. We started as VUPS. Of course, you may have heard Miss Utility at some point, which a lot of people still reference us, but we are Virginia 811.
You said you were originally known as VUPS?
Virginia Utility Protection Services. Again, we've gone through lots of fun names, and we're getting closer and closer to, I think, really digging into what we are for just the general public to understand.
All right.
Michael, you have to understand, everybody in this industry, they love acronyms.
Love.
I mean, it is crazy. There's acronyms for everything. So yes, it's not surprising that we'd just be known as VUPS at one point.
Well, Carrie and I had been talking about using VUPS as the new brand. And so I guess we'll have to take that off the list.
I'm guessing you don't want to bring that back.
Carrie, please, no.
Okay.
Wait a minute, this might work. We could kick it back old school and be vintage.
Tell me a little bit about what about your logo you think is working for you, and then maybe what about it you think is working against you.
I think the most important things for the logo that we have now, the one piece that I encourage that we keep really is the digits 811 with the shovel. That is part of the national branding CGA.
They have surveyed those, a lot of homeowners nationwide, and over 50% of homeowners recognize that logo. So that's an important piece. Now I'm going to take it a step further and tell you what I don't like about our current logo. And that is, I think it's a website, right? It's not a logo. So it's va811.com. And yes, that's our website, but we're more than just a website. And I think that with us being located in Roanoke, and I think Carrie and Michael, you can relate to this, we have a very large VA presence here in Southwest Virginia. So when you say a VA 811, it might get confused with the Veterans Administration. So I really like the idea of, just kind of emphasizing we are Virginia, we are a statewide notification center.
And I know this is going to sound really hippy dippy, but like when you see it, what do you want to feel?
Connected.
Ooh, I think safety too,
I'm going to say it's a masculine logo, if you will, whatever that means.
Yeah, I like that idea, Kim. Something that's kind of speaks to, that I'm going to be doing some work. I'm going to get down and dirty.
So we're going to
like
a pair of dirty
like
boots.
The dirty jaws, right? It's like, yeah, we're going to do some, man's work.
You didn't know a lot of our logos are often placed like as magnets on tractors, or even hopefully in the future in aisles of perhaps Lowe's with rental gear. So it's heavy machinery. So something that can hold its own, if you will.
No ballet slippers here, Carrie.
Exactly.
I've got to say, of all the sessions that we've done so far for episodes with bringing in the nonprofit with the marketing team, this is the most knowledgeable and engaging nonprofit marketing conversation we have had so far. This is, you guys are killing it. This is lovely.
Oh, well, thanks.
Y'all are making me a little bit nervous.
I've heard y'all mention you want to go in a direction that is fresh and hip and energetic. And those are three words that, in my mind, accurately describe Carrie Cousins. So I am confident that you guys are going to be excited by whatever she comes up with.
I'm not sure about hip.
Oh, very hip.
While Carrie got to work uncovering a new logo, I started digging into how Virginia 811 actually works.
I'm Anna Holtz, and I work at VA 811. I currently am the quality coordinator. So anytime somebody wants to put in a DigSafe ticket, they're just going to call the 811 number, and they'll go through the options to talk to one of our damage prevention specialists.
Hi, this is Lauren. How may I help you?
Yes, I am trying to reach Virginia 811. Is this it?
This is it. How can I help you today?
They're going to get your dig site information, so what county or city, what type of work you're doing.
And are you doing the work yourself or hiring somebody?
I probably should not do it myself, so I'll be hiring somebody.
And what type of excavation work are you doing?
We'll just be installing a fence.
And just to confirm, it's being done for yourself?
Yes.
Then they go into our mapping program and they'll map out where you'll be doing your excavation.
Will you yourself be using any boring machines or horizontal drilling?
No.
Any blasting or explosives?
I hope not.
All right.
And then we send out the notification to our members, and then our members send out their locators. So for example, we could be notifying AEP, and then AEP is going to send out their locator and say, okay, they're digging here, our line is here, and they're going to mark it. Their line's not there, they'll come back and say that they have no conflict.
But before a utility starts marking your yard, there's some training required, and not just some. In Chesterfield County, Columbia Gas takes its mission so seriously, it has created an entire campus classroom devoted to damage prevention. Welcome to Safety Town.
Yeah, so welcome to what we call Safety Town. This is an extension of our training facility. You kind of had an opportunity to see some of the inside of it, and this is the outside. If you take a look around here, we've got several different buildings set up. And the idea here is that these would mimic real life scenarios, right? So we've got buildings with gas meters on them, power meters, transformers, everything that we would need, including appliances inside the buildings to give our employees the opportunity to train in real life scenarios. So Safety Town is really cool and we rely on it for a lot of different things. I already kind of talked about how each of our individual model homes have their own gas meters, transformers, things like that for our employees to train and work on. But we take that just a little bit further, go above and beyond. Check this out. So you hear we've got recordings of children playing so that we provide those ambient noises that our folks would encounter in the field on a day-to-day basis so that they won't be distracted when they're actually out doing their job.
To see that training put into practice, we return to Radford, where Atmos Energy's Charles Tomlinson receives an 811 ticket.
It basically comes through a system called Core Web, and it basically comes into my area, and I click on that particular ticket. First thing I do is make sure I'm at the right address, and then I'll pull mapping to see if we have gas in the area, and then I'll pull what they call a history card, which shows that particular house to show where the gas is in relation to where they're digging and that kind of thing. And then basically after that, if we do have gas there, I determine that, and then I go and I actually locate the gas. So basically everything you need to know is in front of you. Like I said, after you check the mapping to see where the meter's located, the next thing I'm going to do is come actually to the meter and look for what they call tracer wire. And what that is, that actually is wrapped with the pipe, and that's actually how you locate the gas line. You're not actually locating the line itself like people think. You're locating this tracer wire that's wrapped with the pipe. So all you do, you're going to hook up. What this thing does, it shows you the direction of the line. Once you get up and hook up to the actual line, it shows you the depth. It shows you the direction that you need to walk. It basically does the job for you.
What were some of the challenges that you faced in trying to give them a new identity?
So the biggest challenge with a brand like this is they're part of a huge national organization. So a big chunk of their brand identity is predetermined, and they don't have a lot they can do with it. And that's something you'll see when you start to see the designs is there's this integral piece that has to exist. And with that integral piece, there's a font palette and a color palette and a mark that's already there. But what we want to do is take that national piece and then establish the Virginia element to go with it. So it's a definite design challenge, but it's been a lot of fun.
So many options here. I'll be interested to see what they all have to say about it.
Yeah, me too. I think they'll have, I hope they have a strong positive reaction.
At least to one of them, right?
Right, to one of them. They get to, it's something they have to live with. So we really want them to have something that they like enough that is functional and highly usable for them.
Carrie, thank you so much again for doing all this. And I'm excited to see kind of where you take it from here. And I'm excited to see what they think of it when we present to them in a couple of days. Hopefully one of these options they will really dig.
See what I did with that?
Yes, perfect.
Awful. Okay.
Okay, are we ready? So what I'm going to do really quickly is I've got a few different options for you to look at. So I'm going to show you each different logo version and kind of explain a tiny bit of what's behind it. And then I'll open it up to you guys to talk about what you like and don't like with what you see. So starting with version number 1. So the idea here is to pull together the 811 and Virginia is for Lovers, which is the state logo, to give you a little bit of identification and linkage to the state. Version 2 is a similar representation, but really is actually the state of Virginia represented in the logo, which pulls together your location with your local brand and the national 811. Version 3 kind of gets back to that really minimalistic feel. It is the big national powerful 811 paired with an equally powerful Virginia, just spelled out, simple, straightforward, and to the point. Your next option has a little bit more to it. So it's incorporating a little bit of blue, which we had talked about in our earlier design meetings. And it's also incorporating the Dig with Care motto. So you can see there are a couple of different pieces here and a couple of different things going on, but you're still tying together the state brand with the national 811. Another kind of strong representation of Virginia and 811, but with a softer type treatment, just so you can see how it pairs a little bit differently based on just font alone. This one looks exactly like version 3, other than the font is a little bit softer and a little bit fancier. And the final version, version 6, takes a different color palette to the Virginia to add a little bit more to it and pair it with the 811 so that you can see how these two things come together with a strong tie but isn't as strong as a complete black on black.
Okay, can we, I like to play a game, I like games. Can we see them all and then can like Natalie count us down like 1, 2, 3 and then we all like holler out like whatever version we like the best?
Go for it.
1, 2, 3.
6. There's just something about 6 that I don't know, like I find it very like it draws me, like I'm really attracted to it. I think it's the ombre Virginia. I'm really digging that. I don't know.
That's a super modern technique right now you're seeing it in a lot of places, and I think what may be drawing it to you is it softens up everything a little bit, because with the heavy black outline on 811, it's such a like strong mark, and Virginia is also a really long, complicated word. And by adding that touch of softness to those letters, it kind of creates this interesting marriage that draws you in, right?
And like, I 100% agree with what Nikki said. It kind of has a universal appeal. It's neither too feminine, too masculine. So it's definitely a great flexible logo that we can work with and add the 2 different taglines to it. So well done.
Thank you.
Well, for me, I like a lot the number 6, the element of the gradient in Virginia. I love it.
So I have a little surprise for you with number 6, if you would like to see maybe some application that you could use in real life here. Is that something you'd be interested in?
Yes.
Yeah, do it. Do it.
Let's blow it back up again.
Oh, I love.
So what I try to do here is give you your family. So here are all the different ways that you might use this logo with different applications and different parts and different pieces. So let me show it to you in a few more ways. So would you like to see maybe some more practical application than just your family? Let's blow it up again. Because I always like to see, like, what is it going to look like if you put it on the side of a truck?
Oh my God, I can't.
Oh, I love it.
Or what if you put it on your coffee mug?
Cute. Cute.
Or on the side of digging equipment.
I love it.
Or a work vest.
Oh, so practical.
Yes.
So attractive.
Or even your current website framework.
It looks like it's always been there. That's fantastic.
Yes.
Oh, that's a great, like, wait, you're right. It does look like it's always been, like, oh, Carrie Cousins, killing it.
Hey, Natalie, I know that you still need to present all these ideas to your executive team for it to decide whether to proceed with the new logo, but I just want to thank you so much for inviting us into this process. It has been so much fun learning about Virginia 811, but also to work with your exceptionally cool team. So, team, how about one more round of applause for Carrie Cousins?
Oh, thank you.
Carrie Cousins is a logo making rock star.
Yes. Love it.